It is October 17th, 2018. We're here at 4132 Avoyer Place in La Mesa, California, 91941. We're here in the front of the house. There are two cleanouts, 4-inch ABS cleanouts here. We're going to go into this cleanout farther away from the home. This sweeps back into the house. So we're going to go ahead and drop into this pipe. This is ABS. You can see the TY junction right there that picks up the other cleanout that goes away from the home. We're now continue down the line. So you can see right here, here's our transition back into the cast iron pipe. There's a slight lip right there you can see, so the alignment of these two pipes wasn't done exactly perfect. The ABS is just a little bit lower with the boot or the fern code that they connected the two pieces of pipe. So you can see my camera is actually hitting the wall. Now everything's flowing away from this spot, so the cast iron being higher is actually okay at this point because everything's not going to get stuck. If this was the reverse direction, it'd be a bigger issue. So we're going to go ahead and push the camera kind of fast to jump over this little misaligned section here. There we go. So this is the original 4-inch cast iron pipe. I'm going to back up here just for a second. Okay, you can see right there in the top of the screen there's actually another clean out right there. And that's the original clean out that was put in when they built the home. It's called a two-way clean out. We actually don't allow those in California, but you can see there's another dump in the line right there. So we're going to continue up the pipe. We're headed back towards the house. You can see there's a T-junction right here, or a Y fitting, and this is probably where the kitchen is draining into the system. We don't have access to the house right now. We're just outside, but we can see that there's a 2-inch T-junction there on the left. This also could be, if they remodeled the house in a weird way, could be another 2-inch line coming from something else, but again, we weren't able to get inside the house as of right yet. So we'll see. Now here's another 2-inch junction, so that could be picking up something from the bathrooms that we have inside the house already. Cast iron looks very good condition. This is the original 4-inch, and there's very little deposits or scalar buildup in the line. Does look very good. Okay, here we're actually going vertically up already, and this is the beginning of the line where the two toilets that are back to back dump into each other. So this is essentially the very beginning of the sewer main. Now we do have some other drain lines that come across, especially the laundry, but this is the beginning of the sewer main. We're looking vertically up, and this is where the two toilets are emptying into the line. And then you see the pipe vertically up gets a little bit smaller. That's the vent pipe, and actually you can see a little circle of light through the middle right side of that. That's actually at the top of the rooftop there. So this part of the line looks in good condition, so we're going to pause the video and pull the camera back. Okay, so we went ahead and showed that clean out going back into the house. We're now going to go from the clean out that's closest to the house. This will sweep away from the house. So we're going to go ahead and drop into this ABS horizontal pipe. We're running towards here. As you can see, we've got, looks like this is ABS. Small little lip right there, but it's negligible. Nothing to be concerned about. This is all plastic here, so somebody did replace all this with plastic across this part of the front yard that we're going across. So we'll see how far they continued. Here we have just a coupling here. Still all newer plastic pipe. This was all replaced. Looks like we've got a little sweep on the line, natural bend they used with the pipe. It's all plastic. Here's a little coupling there, and it looks like we're now in clay pipe. So you can see this pipe here is going from black plastic, and we've got just on the edge here the coupling band caught a little bit of white debris, toilet paper, whatnot. You can see the red edge there. So this is clay pipe. So we're now in 4-inch clay pipe. Here's a coupling right here. The clay pipe comes in little 4-foot sections, so we'll see couplings very often. Another junction there. Junction there. All of them look root free, which is what we're mostly looking for in clay pipes. No problems so far whatsoever. Okay, a little bit of debris hanging out right here as we make this turn. debris hanging out there. I want to make sure it's not catching on a little web of roots or something. Looks like I can see some possibly on this corner here as we're trying to round the corner. It might be what's hanging up all this paper and debris. Okay, so we push through that, and we can see that buildup on the bottom of the pipe there. Getting close to the city. We're just going to continue pushing out, and then we'll slowly come back to this spot, because here's the end of the line right here. So here's the city pipe in the street. This is the end of this house's lateral line. So we're now going to go ahead and come back. You can see that little mound of buildup on the bottom of the pipe right there. And then some bunch of paper and debris kind of hanging out. Back around this corner. Not sure why everything's hanging up at this little 45-degree turn here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pause the video and put a little bit of water down the system, see if we can flush this out of the view, just to make sure there's no hiccup with the pipe at that turn. Okay, so we just finished running some water. You can see it's still cascading by the bottom of the pipe there, where we have that little mound of deposits and buildup on the bottom of the pipe. We just wanted to confirm that we don't see any little roots or anything, that's what that is somehow. It doesn't look like it. We're going to back up around this turn as slow as we can. A little bit of debris there, but just doesn't definitely look like any roots. So I think we're okay here. Just this turn has got a little bit of an offset, and so that's causing at this hub connection right here, I think things kind of mound up and sometimes get hung up. You can see with the little bit of water we ran in our camera agitating it, it cleared it all out. So it doesn't look like it is a root intrusion, just a small little hiccup in the pipe right there. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and pull our camera back and go to the drain lines of the house. Okay, so we're now out here on the rooftop with a smaller camera to try to go through the laundry. We're right here. Here's the water heater vent. Here's our laundry vent line. See if we're able to get through this and into the drain underground. Here we have a T-junction, probably picking up either a utility sink or the standpipe. Here's a second T, same thing, or a clean out. And now we're back into cast iron pipe here. Here's another T-junction, might be the original T-junction, again for the clean out, or T-junction, picking up one of the sinks or the laundry standpipe. We don't have access inside the house, so we can't say, but here's the important part right here. This vertical is transitioning into the horizontal. So this is the original 2-inch cast iron laundry drain line. Again, this is under slab in the house, so we want to make sure that we can get through this and we don't find any major issues with this, because this would obviously be a lot of work to get access and dig this all up. So far, it's just typical normal build up on the walls of the pipe from laundry detergent and suds and whatnot. Might come across a little bit of lint, but hopefully that's all we're going to get here. So right now the line is completely intact and fully functional. This is not a self-leveling camera because it's a very small camera, so the top and bottom of the pipe are not going to be akin to what you're looking at on the screen. So right now the top of the screen is actually the bottom of the pipe. So we're still going through, have no problems pushing across this, so that's good. This laundry line may jump into the kitchen, but again, we don't have access inside the house, so we have no way to run water through the kitchen to see where that T-junction, or if it might be tying in. You can see we're got a little bit of debris on the bottom, so it's kind of interfering with our image every once in a while, but we are getting through. Looks like there's a T-junction possibly right there, or just a little recess on the pipe, hard to say. But again, we're getting through the entire system here, which is what we wanted to do. It's the main thing. Okay, a little bit of water in the pipe here, so again, we may lose our image. There's nothing we can do about that without having access to the house. So a little bit of debris here. Possibly, this is possibly the kitchen. There we go. Okay, there's our camera lens that we saw on the first part of the video, and we left it there in the main sewer line to show this point. So that 2-inch line that we saw in the upper left of the screen on the first part of the video we shot is in fact where the laundry line is dumping into the system, and based on the debris and sludge we had to pass through where we lost our image, I'm sure this is also the kitchen line as well. So the kitchen and laundry become one pipe and then dump out into the main right there. So that's the main sewer. There's our other camera lens right there with its centering guide. So we'll come back through this here. Sometimes when we pull back we can see a little bit better when we're not pushing water in front of the lens. So the original cast iron is still intact here. So they'd done a repair, they were stating, on the kitchen line, but that was just inside the wall where it might have leaked. That might be the vertical drop right there, actually. So that T-junction we see right there in the bottom of the screen, that might be where the kitchen, the vertical line coming down the wall, which they'd partially repaired inside the stucco wall, is dropping and connecting. So that's where the two pipes become one and then run out. So the lines are all intact, all functional, and we don't see any need for repair or replacement of anything at this time. Everything looks in good condition at this point. So that concludes the recording for this property.